Today is January 27th, and today's quote is entitled Think on Paper. So this is a really simple idea. I don't have to speak much about it, but I thought I would throw it out. Always think on paper. A goal that is not in writing is not a goal at all. It is merely a wish and has no energy behind it. There's this research that shows that if you have a goal, it's much more powerful if you write it down, and writing connects with some part of your brain. And the idea is that when you have a goal and you write it down and you create a vision and there's energy with it, it attracts your attention. And as it attracts your attention, you work harder on it, and it gathers momentum. And things start falling into place. So the more there's focus on your goal, the more there's energy. The more there's a belief that you can be successful, the more there's a visualization of it. Like they say, you can taste it, you can see it, it's a reality. The more it will happen. And it all begins, of course, by having a goal and then writing it down. And of course, there's steps. Once you write it down, you divide it into actions, and then you determine when you're going to do those actions. And a lot of the problems that come in execution of goals is just the resistance to doing them. And so when you resist something, you kind of give it power, and then the resistance becomes stronger, and then you do nothing. So the best advice I've been given, and I can say this is the best advice I can give you because I have experience of following this advice. This advice is, when you have a goal, just do something. Just start it. Doesn't matter what you do. But the problem is, a lot of times, because we look at the overall picture and we don't see how it's going to happen, so then we don't do anything. So just do something. And in Krishna consciousness, as we all know, if you do something, it's devotional service. Even if you think about doing it, it's devotional service. So it's not always what is the result, but it's just thinking about it, planning for it, doing some investigation, starting it, doing a little bit. The project may take a while, it may take years or decades, but doing it, the first step, is the most important thing because it overcomes any resistance you may have. And you might say, well, I don't have resistance, but if you're not doing it, maybe you have resistance in the sense as you don't think there's going to be any time to do it. Or maybe you're not afraid to do it, but there is some resistance somewhere, otherwise you'd be doing it. So look into that concept, and when you resist something, you give it power over you, and then it handicaps you. So whatever service you want to do, what's ever important, write it down, visualize it, meditate on it, and more important, just do something. Right now, today, I wrote a chapter for a book that about 5 years ago, I told myself, you have to write this, because nobody was writing the book. It's an introductory book to Krishna consciousness. Something that I feel is super important for our movement, but nobody's doing it. And so, why didn't I do it 5 years ago? I don't have time, this, that, and the next thing. But when I was on the plane coming back from India, I pulled out my tablet and started writing a chapter, and I continued writing it, and I'll finish it later today or tomorrow. So you just have to do it. Nike was right. Hare Krishna.